Starting stream now.
My apologies. It's a very cool summer evening in the North Circuit, Sepang. In comes the dawn of a new championship, the Formula 4 Championship. This is where. Sorry, I really should have probably prepared a script for this, but yeah, if this is a championship, we're racing the dainty little Formula 4 cars, the light and nimble, wingless, open wheeling cars, and I mean essentially this is a junior formula for people who want to graduate to Formula 4 to get a basis of how the open wheeler works before they graduate to the faster stuff. So, if there's anything we've learned while doing these junior formula races, like GT4 and heck, even the Touring Classics to an extent, preparing for the DTM series, is that the slower cars often produce the best racing. So this will be an excellent. I have no doubt this will be an excellent series to watch. And if you can't take my word for it, take the numbers for it, because on the leaderboard so far, positions through 1 through 5 are within 2/10 of each other. That is all 3 podium positions, plus 1, within 2/10 of each other. That is a very good battle waiting to happen. So do not go anywhere. This is going to be one of the better championships we've ever had. And also, because of the way we've marketed it, Tobias Thierolf isn't going to be there to win everything. So we'll have a different winner every time now. Isn't that great? Thank God he isn't here. But at least we have a new race winner now for every race win, so it isn't a Verstappen situation like it is in Formula 1 at the minute. So with 2.5 minutes left to go of practice, things are looking very close to the leaderboards. Hirli Kretoshvili has produced a 1 minute 10 seconds .364 as the fastest lap time. Andy Darnell is almost 14 hundredths of a second off. Felice Vicari is half a tenth off of that. Rhino Berger is a tenth and a half off the lead with a 1 minute 10.5. McCone is in P6. Lucas Wallering, who has proven to be rapid in the past, is 3.5 tenths off in 6th place. Sotiris Moraitis in 7th place, half a second off. Death proof for Brother Robs. We haven't seen him much, but he is making an appearance in this first round of the Formula 4 Championship. P8 at the minute as he stands. Ricardo Costa, P9. Fotosystaglou, P10, although I don't think this is the fastest we'll see of him. Just wait until we get into qualifying in around approximately 65 seconds. Timo Orlando Zabello is in P11, and then Timo Reiter, Davide Strada, and Paolo Silicano. No, sick. Yeah, no, Ciclano. No. Paolo. The man in P14. I'm just going to call him Silicano because, yeah, I'm not Italian. I've probably butchered your language enough already, so why not bend it a little bit more? 20 seconds to go, and we're going to be qualifying very shortly. Positions 1 through 7 are within a whole second of each other. A good start can ensure serious contention for the win. But of course that demands both determination and... my mind draws a blank. Consistency, there. Determination and consistency throughout these sprint races is required if you want to produce results. Also, these cars will be running very light on fuel because they're another pro of these Formula Fords, because even though they're not very fast in terms of engine power or downforce, that means that they're relatively economical, so they can run the whole race distance on under 10 liters, I believe. Cars are peeling out of the pits one by one to complete their qualifying laps for 15 minutes. One by one, they're going through the they snake through the first sector into the second, trying to get their tires warmed up as soon as they can. For those who have just joined, welcome to the Formula Ford. Butchered that again. Welcome to the Formula Ford Championship. This is a new championship by us. This is we're doing this one in the running up to our FRX 17 championship, happening in early September, mid-September, I think. I may be wrong. I usually am, but this is the junior formula to our Grand Formula series. Alright, people are starting out in their flying laps. The likes of Yuri Katojville, Andy Darnell, Felice Vicari and Rhino Berger are all on track at the minute. Andy's the spearhead of them all in the number 5 car. He sets a purple first sector of 24.2 and sets a purple second sector of 44.939. 993. Borderline 45 seconds. This is the North Circuit of Sepang, so it's not the full Grand Prix circuit. So it does make for a very short lap time, but it makes it just the right amount of length for these Formula Junior cars. So Andy sets the first time of the day, 1 minute 10 seconds, 0.7. And Vicari just very, very close behind him, and that is Lucas Wallering, MP1, 1 minute 10.3. So we've got 6 times on the board right now. Lucas Wallering on pole at the minute with a benchmark of 110.3. Andy Darnell is 4 tenths back. Felice Vicari are just around 10 hundredths back. Fotis Isoglu is second back, MP4. Paolo Siglicano is in P5, and Timo Reiter backs the grid in P6. 6 times on the board and 14 drivers on the grid right now, so definitely still a few more times to be seen on the grid. Felice goes into second place, ahead of Andy Darnell, improving beyond 2 tenths and gets closer to the leader. While Timo Reiter goes in the personal best, 113.8. It's getting quicker and quicker every time. This is not the fastest we'll see him. He's bound to go a lot quicker. So he will. Rhino Berger is going to be in P4 at the minute, 8 tenths off of Lucas Wallering's benchmark. Behind him is Death Proof. 1.2 seconds off in 5th place, followed by Photosystic and Sotiris Moraitis in 7th. Silicano is now at 8th, and Timo Reiter is now 9th. William McCone is on his first flying lap. In his first sector, he is only 1/10 off of the leaders, and Lucas Wallering appears he's going to be improving now. He's in 2/10 ahead in the first sector alone. He's purple in that first sector. That means he's going to be gone the quickest anyone has gone in the sector, and that is almost borderline 3/10 now, 2.27 tenths. Lucas Wallering is gone. He's an absolute fanatic in this car. And number 28 for Germany, Lucas Wallering, sets a faster lap time of 1 minute 10.069. So that means Felice Vicari is now 4.5 tenths off the pace, even though he's in P2. Can he improve? Let's have a look-see with 9 minutes to go. Traffic for Photosystic going too wide into the starting the second sector. On a personal best first sector there. Going into the second sector, he's only 7/10 off the leader. He keeps this up, he's going to be a second, improving over a second on his previous best lap time, and improving over P7. Many cars are following him in the slipstream. What's it going to be? 110, 111.084. Goes 6th fastest ahead of Death Proof on P7. Sotiris just hasn't had a good run yet. He needs to put his lap together. But I was racing him earlier. He definitely has pace to do something good here. He's got the talent to do it. He just needs to put it all together. Green in Sector 1 and Sector 2. It seems that Rhino Berger has crashed. His game has crashed. He has 7 minutes to go. I think you're able to still join and during qualifying, but it might be down to Razor if he doesn't get back in time. That's very unfortunate, but he should be able to get back in time, don't worry. Photosystic shooting up the order with a 1 minute 10.521. That is an insane lap time, and only 4/10 off of Lucas Wallering and his monster time of 1 minute 10 dead. Felice Vicari is only 10 hundredths off. He's gonna want to improve that. He has it in him. And that red Formula 4 car. Piri Katochville, she had the fastest lap time during practice there, and she needs to try replicate that as soon as she can. Go 2nd fastest. This is incredible. There's lots of drivers within half a second of the leader now. Positions 1 through 5. This is incredible. And now we see Rhino Berger. He makes it back in. Train time, excuse the train. Not sure if you can hear it, but there's a very vague disturbance whenever I live next to a railroad, so of course you can hear the trains going by sometimes. If you've been a long time watcher and wondering what that was, then now you know. 5.5 minutes to go. Timo Reiter is on a personal best first sector. Continuing on into the second sector, it's a short lap. Does not improve on his lap time, but he's good enough for P10 at the minute behind Silicano there. And P11 behind him is Davide Strada, P12 Orlando Zabello. Timo Reiter, the horseman, in the number 32 car. He's making his way across the start-finish straight. He's pulling over to the right, letting other cars pass. It's a very good sportsmanship from the German. So this is, with 4.5 minutes to go, here's the lap times as we see them. Lucas Wellering setting a very, very good pace with a 1 minute 10.069. Jerry Cutchfield with a 1:10.518. That's just around 4.5 tenths slower. And within positions 2 through 5 are all within 30 hundredths of each other, so it doesn't really matter their lap times. They're essentially the same lap. They just need to get a good start and they can do a very good in this race. Thierry Cretouchville, the fastest time setter in the practice. That is right. Is in second right now, and Fotosysiglou is in third, followed by Felicia Vicari in fourth. William McCone is in P5 and Andy Darnell is in 6th. 7 tenths off, and just about 2 tenths off of the cluster of cars into 2nd to 5th. Behind him is Rhino Berger in P6. Rhino Berger has just set a very, very good lap time, overcoming Andy Darnell in the standings, only bested by William McCone by 2 tenths. He has got the ability to improve. Timo Reiter is getting faster as well. At the start of the session, that first sector was over a second long off of the leader, but now it's only 8.5 tenths. He's getting very quick there. This is going to be a personal best lap time, and that is a car standing still in the last sector, almost in the second last turns there. He's parked off of the racetrack, but be careful, do not cut the racetrack or otherwise you will hit him on the inside of the corner. 2.5 minutes to go, and continuing from where we left off, P8, death proof. And P9 is Sotiris Moraitis, P10 Timo Reiter. Behind him is Paolo Silicano, P12, Ricardo Costa, P13, Davide Strada, and Orlando Zabello. Caps off the field at P14. All 14 drivers have set their lap times. And we have got a full grid for the first ever race at Formula Ford. So to those who've just joined, this is the new Formula 4 Championships that us petrolheads have cooked up for good racing and good entertainment, of course. Live streaming it, of course, so you guys can see. Or if you're a racing driver during this and you'd like to see yourself in the action, or perhaps what I'd say, or perhaps to get to the bottom of whether or not I've been calling you out for various things. Hello. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. You'll enjoy it here. So a little bit of information from Rhino Berger there in P7. His game crashed earlier, and it says that the game crash put him off. He's obviously lost a little bit of his rhythm, but he's still got P7. He's gone faster than most of the field. He's gone faster than 7 cars out of 14. And a good start can easily bag him a few more positions on top of that. So, keep your eyes on 7th place, Rhino Berger from Nambia, in the yellow Deutsche Post car. But anyway, that's qualifying finished up there. Lucas Wellering on pole, William McCone finishing up on the second row. Second row, Andy Darnell lines up in 3rd place. Thierry Cottosville maintains 4th. Fotis Sisagloos on P5, Felice Vicari P6, Rhino Berger P7, Death Proof P8, Sotimus Moraitis P9, Ricardo Costa wraps up P10, and Timo Reiter P11. We've got 14 cars on the grid and 14 lap times. So many cars are within half a second of each other. It's enough to make your head spin. 5 minutes left to go of warm-up. I'd be practicing my standing starts right now if I were you, drivers in chat. A good start can easily get you the lead here. Make sure to practice using the clutch there if you've got a H pattern. So, thank you guys for tuning in for today's stream. We've got a brand new Formula 4 Championship in the works, and this is the first round at Sepang North. It's a 1 minute 10 second lap time, 1 minute 11 for the midfield, 1 minute 13 for the back. This is certainly one of the closer championships we've got, and truth be told, it's anyone's game. Anyone with a good start can really make anything happen here. We've got like 5 cars within half a second of each other here, and 4 of which were within 50 hundredths, no 500ths. I think I'm saying that wrong. 50 hundredth is a tenth, right? 5 tenths. I don't know. I'm not the best guy you're supposed to turn to if you need an accountant. I do words only. So I do, with 30 minutes left to go of warm-up. But anyway, that wasn't my point. My point was that there's so many cars in contention for podium spots and even the win here. We've got 3 10-minute sprints to go here, and it's anyone's game. It's going to be a very, very good fight for the championship. A little bit more on the track, and of course it's dry. Race room does not have wet conditions, so that's one less worry the drivers need to worry about. Well, of course, there's no mandatory pit stops, so you don't want to have to change the tyres. They're hard compound tyres anyway, so 10 minutes of running isn't going to put a dent in those hard tyres. Of course, this car is very economical. Relatively economical, I believe, is what I meant to say. It's not as powerful. Like, that 4-cylinder engine is not as powerful as the V10s you see in those in the Formula, except Formula Race Room 17 that you see lapping around bridge all the time. But this means that these Formula 4s are economical and they can run very light on fuel and finish the race. It's 10 minutes, that's all. And they can easily, on a full tank, you can do 80 laps of Sepang North. Don't ask me how I know that. I may have tested that. The stuff I do to fact check for you guys. "70 seconds and we're racing at Sepang North." So 14 drivers on the grid, and well, yeah, I've gone over this like a few times already. Like those of you who've joined the stream, welcome to Formula Ford. Enjoy your stay. I'll be your host for the championship, Michael Chuse, and you will love or hate me. You'll either love me, you'll either hate me. If you hate me, please tell me what I can do to improve, because I haven't been doing this commentary thing very long. So I'd like to think I'm improving all the time, but please don't hesitate to tell me otherwise, because I will take that advice on board. So we're just finishing up warm-up there.
I never seen it. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were on. You weren't talking.
Yeah, I've seen
Hello? What?
Oh my god.
Will, your microphone's unmuted. Do you mind muting yourself there? Sorry. Please forgive me there. There's other people in the commentator chat in Discord. This is how we this is how we record the commentary during the live stream. There's drivers on the grid listening to me as we race, and sometimes there's a rule we have for like using our mic. Sometimes if they speak, you can hear them. That stuff is supposed to be for the post-race interviews, but that can go off beforehand. So make sure your microphones are on mute. The lights are going ahead of the drivers now. Lucas Wallering up front, William McCone on the other side. Green light. Our first race at Formula Ford. Lucas Wallering gets the better of William McCone, with Andy Darnell going up the inside of William as well. Thierry Crutchville going behind. William is on his own side. Outside goes for Thierry Crutchville. Andy Darnell going on the inside of turn 1. Everyone's tripping over each other going into the end of the first sector. Andy Darnell securing third place behind William McCone in P2, but Lucas Wallering gets away from them from Paul. Felice Hikari in P4, followed by Fotis Sisoglu in P5. Hikari has picked up 2 positions so far. Thierry Crutchville has dropped 2 positions as well. And that's Rhino Berger around. In the Deutsche Post car, he's been hit, I believe. He's gone around, his car is still functional, he's going to keep going if he can. P13. Felice Hikari's in P5 right now. Been overtaken by Fotis Sisoglu. 2 wide going onto the start-finish straight. And that's the 16. Etihad car of Siciliano. Sorry, I've been pronouncing that wrong the entire time. But that's William McCone going on the inside of Lucas Wallering. Gets the move done very nicely. Wallering's going to want to counter-attack. He can't. And that is a very expertly well done move from William McCone. Felice Hikari has had an off. He was in 4th place, 5th place, but now he has gone back to where he has started in 6th. Ricardo Costa in 8th, tailing them both. Death Proof has picked up a position since the start, and Ricardo Costa has picked 2. Strada has gone a very good start. Promoted up to P9 back there, picking up 4 positions. Lucas Wallering in P2, having a look at the inside of William McCone. Gonna take a little bit of a... having a little bit of a think of how we can get that move done. That German efficiency... oh my god, that is Siciliano. I still cannot pronounce that name correctly, but that is carnage right there at the back. Satiris goes into 4th. Siciliano is an absolute weapon. He's gone around and nearly collected that Mobil 1 car. Lucas Wallering in P2 still. McCone's keeping him at bay very well. He knows that he just needs to defend for 6 minutes 50 seconds, and he's got this race win in the bag. Lucas Wellering in P2. Andy Darnell's keeping an eye on them in P3. But what about Sotiris Moraitis in P4? Felice Vicari's having a fight in P5 with Hiri Katochville in P6. Hiri wants to have a little bit of a fight for them now. Wants to make up a few more extra positions now. Into the third sector they go. Hiri's taking a bit of a tighter line on the controller there. Seems to be working out quicker. 2 wide going onto the start-finish straight. Lucas Wellering on the inside. Andy Darnell hanging back to see what happens in the river. A little bit of a contact between himself and Wellering. Perhaps Wellering was a little bit ambitious there, but it didn't work out. He's managed to clip William McCone. He's going to have to be a little bit more careful. Doesn't matter how faster you are. You're going to have to get the pass done safely, or else we'll penalise it off you after the race. They're stewarding, so people know not to commit carnage. Most of them anyway. Hitting the curb a little bit, Lucas Wellering. Of course there is damage on. Andy Darnell gets past Wellering. Just about. There it goes. Lucas Wellering gets into third place. Clearly the fastest man on track, but he just cannot get past. Oh, he hits Andy Darnell's rear wheel a little bit. On the inside now, trying to take a little bit of that slipstream from William McCone in the exit there. The top 3 is shifting here at Sepang North. Andy Darnell having a look on the inside, puts his nose in. Oh, just doesn't work. He's very, very close. That was very nearly a contact. Looking behind, there's Sotiris Moraitis looking up into 4th place now, picking up 4 positions so far since the start. Gotten a very good start, so he has. Behind him is Hiri Katochville. A driver who's gotten a great start and a driver who's got a bad start. Who's going to win out of the 2 of them? It seems this Wellering has gotten past Andy Darnell for the moment. Wellering's next target is William McCone. He's only... Is that a bit of... He's gone and pulling a gap. Lucas Wellering is a little bit far away from McCone to make a move, but he has to defend from Andy Darnell into the first sector now. Does so without a hitch, and Andy Darnell has now dropped back to over 2 seconds. Hiri Katochville is going to be pushing to take that 5th place away from Sotiris Moraitis. Fire starter from Sotiris there. Spinner, and he's gone ahead and collected Death Proof. That was Orlando Zabello, one of the back markers, but Death Proof has been collected in that collision. Ricardo Costa in P8 fighting Fotis Isoglu for P7. They're just rounding off the final corner now, going onto the start-finish straight, having a look at getting the slipstream. That is very important in these cars. On the inside, maybe goes out of it. It's important if he wants to live, because if he goes for dives, he's just going to kill himself and the driver he's trying to overtake. So that won't look very good on the stream, so don't do that. I'd highly advise against it, to say the least. Kiri in 6th is trying to drop back from Sotiris Moraitis. Sotiris has managed to bring out this awesome sense of consistency in the closing stages of this race. He's going to be very, very thrilled with that P5 finish. And if he maintains that P5, he's going to be able to use that to his advantage, because I tell you what, we've got a top 5 reverse grid. At around 80 seconds time, when the race finishes, there's going to be a top 5 reverse grid, and that means William McCone, if the race finishes under these circumstances, William McCone is going to be in P5 starting there, and then P5, Sotiris Moraitis will be starting on pole. So this is going to be very good. I can imagine a few fights breaking out. Heck, not even just a few fights. There's fights guaranteed at the start. The faster cars overtaking the slower, who don't deserve to be on pole. But if those who, during qualifying, can't seem to quite put the lap together, if they can defend well, then they can still prove that they belong at the front row. It's happened before. Lucas Wallering is getting within a second of William McCone there. Very close. On the outside, maybe. That's the wrong side of him. He should have gone for the inside. Pulls out of it. He realizes his mistake. Goes slightly offline. Following him through the first sector. This is going to be the last lap. This is the last lap of the race. Sprint 1. It's going to be a fight to the bitter end here. Lucas Wallering versus William McCone. Too wide going into the braking zone. Meanwhile, in P8, Ricardo Costa is getting close to Fotis Isoglu. Within a second, he's closer than ever before. If he wants to make this pass, he needs to make it now. Lucas Wallering is running out of time, the pole sitter. He's going on the inside. No! William McCone suddenly spins. And that's Andy Darnell passed into P2. I have no idea what happened there, whether it was driver error, or maybe even if he was tapped there. Ah, that is absolutely disappointing. Lucas Wallering wins. But that is podium position robbed from William McCone. He was driving well all race. But that's all it takes. One mistake is all it takes. Well and truly. And that is Felice Vicari in 3rd position and William McCone in 4th now. Sotiris Moraitis has gained 4 positions and starts P1 in this next race. Ricardo Costa is in P8, failing to overtake Fotis Isoglu in P7. Wow, what a first race. Let's have another. So we had a few positions there. We had a few places swapped, should we say, in that first sprint, but now we've got a reverse grid. And that will mean Sotiris Moraitis will start in pole position, with McCone 2nd once again. I hope there's an intermission because my viewing tool just blacked out, unfortunately. So I really hope I don't miss the race start here. Timo's writer says, and Michael Shoot, I love your commentating. Thank you so much, Timo. I really appreciate it. A little bit more information from Rhino. He says he's not really happy, but he's fine with it since it's a rookie. It's a rookie class. it's a little bit of a... It's one of those things, like when you drive for junior cars, you're going to be driving against junior drivers. So anyway, since the Horseman is present this time, we'll see whether we get our 360 out of the Horseman this time around. Alright, we've got 4 minutes left of warm-up now. And consider that 4 minutes to either scroll on your phone or grab snacks, because this is some of the most exciting racing that we've seen yet on this channel. I haven't seen the lead change like that, change hands like that ever since, I don't know. Well, there you are then. Commentary returns in a moment. Alright, so I'm back. If you're just after joining, we have just come off the back off of a very entertaining first stint of a Formula Ford race. The first of many in this championship. This is Sepang North, the North Circuit of the Sepang Grand Prix circuit. That's a tricky first sector. It's very tricky to get right, but the last sector is always has a good flow, but quite tricky in this car in particular. This suspension just seems, for many, it just seems a little bit soft to drive. But this is great for racing, so keeps them closer together. So it does. So here's a little bit of the gossip going on since the last stint. A little bit of radio chatter in the Formula Ford chat and the PetrolHead SimRacing Discord. if you want to go ahead and join that, you can monitor the chit chat yourself. But for now, I'll tell you what's going on. So Lucas obviously had a few accidents with Andy Darnell there, and he says he's misshifted, and then Andy Darnell says doesn't mind, he brushes it off, and then according to Lucas Wallerick, he got suspension damage off of that, which is why we saw a bit massive performance drop in his pace after that event from then on. But Andy Darnell put it best. He said it didn't slow you down much. Well, then he wasn't wrong. Formation lap now. We just came off the back of a very, very good race. Let's have another race 2 of 3. Sotiris Moraitis on pole for the reverse red wheel. McCall second. Felice Vicari in third place. What's going to happen? Let's find out as Sotiris Moraitis takes hold. 3 wide going into the start-finish straight. Andy Darnell, Vicari, Wallering, and even McCone is like 4 wide going into the turn 1. Vicari gets the best of Andy Darnell, William McCone in P2, and that is Lucas Wallering in P5. P4 now, just side by side with Andy Darnell momentarily. Having a little bit of a dogfight with Hiri Katachville, Lucas Wallering is. Otis Isoglu is in P7, Rhino Burgers has improved, as he's jumped Death Proof in the start. Death Proof has managed to improve 2 places up in P9. Lucas Wallering on the outside of Andy Darnell doesn't quite get the move done. He's offline now on the inside, but he's off the racing line, and he's gone and dropped that back into 6th place behind Hiri Katachville. A little bit of dirt from Lucas Wallering there. I think that's one of the drivers hit. Nobody spun, but that was a bit of contact there between Fury and someone else. And we have one massive Congo line of slipstream going down into lap 2 of the race. Felice Vicari's in P2, surviving the first lap onslaught. It's him versus William McCone. Italy versus Britain. Meanwhile, Andy Darnell's in P3, followed by Lucas Wallering, who's managed to overtake Fotis Isiglu and Hiri Kratochville for P4. And Fotis is P5 and Satiris has dropped back for P6. Fighting now with Hiri Kratochville. Felice is right on the back bumper, within 2/10 of William McCone, bumper to bumper essentially. Which is very, very dangerous with these Formula cars. If you breathe on their suspension like a fraction too hard, then they break. That's the problem with open wheelers. They're accelerating. They look cool to watch and drive, but they are not durable whatsoever. So please do take care. Death Proof up at the P7, getting his 4th position of the race. I believe last race he got damaged by Orlando Zabello, one of the back markers, but now he's back with a vengeance. He wants to prove that he's going to be the very good. That's the punchline. I'm a very good English speaker. Got pushed wide there, Death Proof. Forced to the outside line there. Back to P8 where he started. Just was P7, but now he's lost 2 seconds to the next car ahead, Rhino Burger. Lucas Wallering is struggling to get back into the front. He's staring at Andy Darnell's gearbox, so 1 second ahead of him. So many close racing. So much close racing here today. Even at the back, we've got Timo Reiter in P11. Starting the slipstreaming move against Davide Strada here. Weaving ever so slightly just in a futile attempt to break the toe. Timo's getting closer to that P10 finish. Felice Vicari in P2 is still chasing down William McCone. He's dropped back to half a second now. He's starting to build up a little bit of a gap. William McCone, he's starting to get very consistent. Vicari is not going to give up, although all it takes is one mistake. Meanwhile, just about 2 seconds back, Andy Darnell is being chased by Lucas Wallering. Just around the same time on his tail as Felice Vicari is on William McCone's tail. Looks on the inside, Lucas Wallering, but that's a very cheeky look on the inside there. Not granted to anything, but still. Vicari looking on the inside there, pulls out of it, gets some sense into him, doesn't want to wreck his race car. He's got to think some points here. Does he want to push and crash into McCone and take himself with it? Or does he want to last and guarantee himself a second place finish? Gotta think. Apologies. We've got to think of the championship here. Gotta play it smart. That was what most of us would call doing a Prost. If you're old enough to remember Prost and Senna. Going slightly off track there, onto the grass. Gets the traction he needs. That must have been a very bad exit from William McCone. Whatever happened there, Felice Vicari has just gotten the lead off of it. And what a move that was. Yeah, if it was legal, I don't know. Maybe there was track limits involved. But I wouldn't imagine that taking the grass would be traditionally faster than tarmac. These are slick tires after all. Steeris Moratius, the pole sitter from the reverse grid, is now on P6. Holding off Rhino Berger half a second ahead of him. Well, behind him, and then trying to catch Fotis Isaglu half a second ahead of him. Attack and defend at the same time. Good luck to him. And he spins! Felice Vicari spins and almost collects William McCone. He touched him very briefly. Vicari most certainly has damage off of that. But what happens to William McCone? I think he has damage too. And there it happens. Lucas Wallering in the lead once again for 2 minutes to go. I have reason to believe that William has gotten a little bit of suspension damage, and maybe Andy can catch him back up now. Or maybe can William get back onto the tail of Lucas Wallering? Felice Vicari might not have gotten any damage at all. He's wobbling all over the place, but he hasn't let off the accelerator at all. He's pushing on Andy Darnell. He's pulling over to the right side, trying to get the slipstream of Andy Darnell. Goes onto the outside line. We'll see what happens. Maybe, just maybe, something might come out here. Rhino Berger trying to get something done in the background, but that is Vicari back into P3. Repairing the mistake he has made to get back to where he had started on the grid. If Andy finishes where he does now, he's going to be on the front row in second place. We've got 13 seconds left to go. This will be the last lap of the race. William McCunn, I believe, is damage off of that last venture with Vicari. And he's getting very close to Felice. I've pronounced that Italian's name very, very wrong. At least 3 different times, so forgive me, Vicari, if you're watching this in post. If you could understand English. Off! Lucas Wallering at the last second! He's overcooked it, going into the second sector at the beginning. William McCullen inherits the lead ahead of Felice Vicari in second, Andy Darnell in third. Lucas gets back in fourth place now, but it's cost him a victory. It was an instance where something had to just wait. He just had to wait patiently, and the win just came to him. William McCone wins race 2 of the Formula Ford Sepang Challenge. No, that's not what it's called. Fuck. Sorry, excuse my language. I messed up the race celebration again. Let's try this again. William McCone wins in Sepang in race 2. That was a lot better, I think. Well, we're starting to see a little bit of a trend here. People wrecking, the leader wrecking at the last second for other people to take the win. This has happened to McCone once and Wallering once, so it only has to happen to Andy now and we've got a full house. So that's your racing positions as follows. William McCone wins the race ahead of Vicari. Andy Darnell is in third. Wallering back to fourth after a costly mistake cost him the win. Fotis Isoglu in P5. Very content with that, I'd imagine. Arno Berger in P6. Making up 3 positions from where he started. He's going to be very happy with that, I'd imagine. Stotiris Moraitis in P7, losing a bunch of positions there, but he's going to be back for a vengeance in the final sprint. Kiri Kratochvil goes back to P8, Death Proof in P9 after sustaining damage. He has pace, he just needs to steer clear of contact from now on. I believe he can do something very, very epic in these coming stages of the race. 5 more minutes of intermission now, and we are racing for the final time in Sepang. And I'm after giving Andy Darnell a commentator's curse, haven't I? Very, 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 very sorry. That sounded very, very sarcastic. I'm terribly sorry, Andy. I may have caused you a small bit of inconvenience. in this next stint, but good luck to you. So after this next stint ends, we're going to have post-race interviews, of course. I'd love to get a few opinions on a bunch of the people who have raced here today. But it depends on who wants to step forward. Anyone who is racing here today can step forward and you can say your piece if you've got anything to say. Of course, after the race, not now. I mean, like, interviews during the warm-up might not be a bad idea, just not now. Has to be planned. You know how it is, but that is Timo Reiter, the horseman, giving a very nice drift lesson as he bolts into the wall. Burnout lesson from yours truly, the horseman, Timo Reiter, in the Schaeffler car. So yeah, people are, even though these are only 10-second, no, not 10, if these were 10-second sprint races, I'd be very worried, but verbal blunders. But anyway, 10-minute sprint races are all it takes. 10 minutes is all it takes to induce a mistake in a driver, a proven driver, might I add. Like these drivers have all. Most of these drivers have been taking part in our endurance series, and they've been racing for upwards of an hour and a half. Just proves that if you push them in a close racing situation, they have a lot more to think about, and that might cause a mistake, which is good for the show. So me and the drivers were playing a little bit of poker before the stream started today. This is a very cool community that's very friendly. Do all kinds of stuff together. We're just doing a little bit of poker night in the commentator chat before the stream started. Everyone's super friendly. So if you've been taking an interest into sim racing, why not race with us? We're a great community with a good set of rules. Most of the time, affordable cars, like starter pack cars, in race room at least. Most of the championships we've got. We've got fair stewarding and a very good community. So if you'd like to start sim racing, why not start your journey with PetrolHead SimRacing? We'd love to have you on board. You can find a link to join in the description of the video, or the link. There's a link in the description, I believe. Alright, 10 seconds to go for warm-up, and we are racing for the third and final time at Sepang North. It's the formation for the last ever. Not last ever, there's plenty more in this series. This is going to be the last sprint race for today. Sprint Race 3 at Sepang North. The sun is setting, and so is the competition. Wallering on the first row alongside the Etihad car Photosystiglu, believe it or not. Andy Darnell 3rd, Felice Vicari 4th, and William McCone 5th. Arno Berger 6th. Let's do this. 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and it's going to be lights out now. Now Photosystiglu is on the inside. Lucas Wallering is on the left. On the outside line, Photos is going to have the leverage to go on the inside line and try to take the lead from Lucas Wallering early on. Might not happen though. On the inside, gets him under braking. Photosystiglu in the lead, followed by Lucas Wallering, Andy Darnell, Felicia Vicari in the 4th place. William McCone's gone up to P5. Rhino Berger in 6th. Here Kurtoshvili has managed to pick up a position back there in P7 there. Too wide for the lead going into the 2nd sector now. Onto the grass goes the Deutsche Post car of Rhino Berger. Pile up into the 2nd sector, watch out. Andy Darnell has been hit very badly, he's in P8 now. I have no idea what happened now, but that has got to be one of the... I was going to say one of the worst accidents I've seen, but I've seen some shit, so... Not exactly, I don't know where I'm going with this. Andy's probably going to have to retire, or he's going into the pits now to try to fix the damage, but I've known that competitively his race is over. I've no idea whose fault is that, but yeah, not great. Not a great start. But that does mean Lucas Wallering is in the lead after the dust is settled. William McCone has gained 3 positions in P2. Chilling out in 2nd, chilling out in 3rd, out of nowhere. Capitalising on this kerfuffle is here to Kurtoshvili in P3. Sneaking up from 5 positions back in the start. Very well done. And then there's Vicari in P4. 7/10 back on Kurtoshvili, and then Sotiris another 7/10. P6 goes to Timo Reiter. 7. Doing very well, Timo is. Rhino Berger is in P7. Photosystiglu P8. Orlando Zabella P9, and Andy Darnell finally emerges from the pits, trying to fix the damage he's got after that huge pile-up into the second sector of that first lap. That was absolute carnage. I have no idea who else has gotten damaged. Maybe McCone or Wallering, but no idea. Timo's gained 2 positions now from this race start. Tracking down Rhino Berger in P6, who's going to be good for points. Six and a half minutes to go, so in the North Circuit of Sepang. Kiri Kurtoshvili 3rd, McCone's 3rd, McCone's 2nd. 2 drivers in 3rd would be very worrying, I can imagine, but Wallering in 1st position anyway. Felicia Vicari's in 4th. Sotiris Moraitis has gained 2 positions since the start, starting P7 and improved to P5. That's what I call a hustle. The question is whether he can keep it. He's been ironing out these mistakes all day. I have a feeling this is the one. And we are only 5 minutes in, and there's not too much going on now apart from a battle for 3rd place. Here Kurtoshvili is being challenged by Felice Vicari. Please do Italians in chat, please do not verbally assault me. I'm not Italian, I'm Irish. I understand I'm butchering this man's name, but please forgive me. Because he is 4/10 back off of Yuri Kratochvil on third. It's getting very close now. That's a little bit of contact between Yuri and Vicari. One of the parties at hand were over ambitious, and I believe that's damage for Yuri Kratochvil now. We'll have to watch the replay soon enough, but that didn't look very fair play from Felice Vicardi. Rhino Berger in 6th, now trying to capitalize into P5 from Yuri Kratochvil's mistake. Taking the wider line, trying to carry a little bit more speed, and here he is. Darts from side to side, trying to get that slipstream in order. And here we have William McCunn still sticking it up, so Lucas Wallering is not going to let him off with the win without a fight. Slight little bit of oversteer from Wallering. William McCunn is only 4/10 back on Wallering. Anything can happen. 3.5 minutes to go. Maybe on the outside. Maybe on the inside there. I have no idea where he's gotten that traction, but that is a very challenging move on the inside. Maybe that was transformed onto the outside now, as this is the S's. But that was a very, very cheeky move from William McCunn, one that I admire very much. This isn't the last we've seen of him. Not yet. Too wide going onto the start-finish straight. William McCunn on the inside. All he needs is a good braking, and he's going to be in the lead. Drops back, he's going to try to get that little bit of slipstream, looks to the inside of Lucas Wallering, and just not... Oh, I don't know what happened there. I think he got wrecked. Lucas Wallering back into P2 now. William McCunn in the lead, but I have no idea whether or not that was fair. Whether or not that spin on the grass was driver error, or he was victim to crimes against motorsport, but we'll find out. Rhino Berger for Deutsche Post in P6, fighting Yuri Kratochvil. He's half a second back. He keeps clocking in those laps faster and faster. He's going to have a very serious chance of contending for P5 here tonight, if things go right. He's getting backed into Rhino Berger by Sotiris Moraitis. Yuri Kratochvil needs to get past Sotiris. 1.5 minutes to go. There's going to be time for 2 more laps in this race.
I'd just like to give some live feedback. That was a clean overtake into that corner. That was driver error. No contact was made. Just a report live from the race. Speak to you soon.
That was from William McCunn. That incident, that was a driver error into the first sector there, in the first corners, in the first set of S's. Lucas Wallering went off himself and paid the price in second place. That was a live live feedback from McCunn. Very innovative thinking. Don't get that usually. Yuri Kratochvil's in P5. Still trying to hold off Rhino Berger, trying to get past Sotiris Moraitis. That is very close, 2/10. That is very close. going onto the start-finish straight, and that is Rhino Burger off. No. Just one small mistake. He's into the barrier. And then there were two between Hirikotachville and Sotiris Moraitis for P4. Kiri's on the outside trying to make it work, but she's not on the optimal line. Doesn't carry quite enough space. Rhino Burger has unfortunately DNF'd from that last collision. That is he was set up for something great back there, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be. Not on this day. Hirikotachville on the inside, maybe on the last lap. This is incredible. 4th place. Hirikotachville overtakes Teotoris Moraitis for 4th place. Very, very well done. Last minute lunge from Hirikotachville. What excitement at Sepang North. Wow. And that is your race winner for Macomb. Wins the 3rd and final sprint race of today's session. Lucas Wallering follows him home in 2nd, followed by Felicia Vicari in 3rd. Hirikotachville overtakes Sotiris Moraitis for 4th place. That was an excellent move. If any of you are making a montage, put that one in it. And now we have Timo Reiter's best finishing position yet. P7 from yours truly, the Horseman. He got his 360 spin out of the way during the warm-up. That's his new trick. But now this is going to be a mystery whether or not Wallering isn't going to be whether or not he's going to be accusing anyone of anything. But yeah, this is now where I'm going to interview some of the drivers who are here today. I'm going to send a ping to the commentator chat, or the general race chat, and hopefully a bunch of more people will join up. So just a second there. Commentary will be back shortly for the interviews. Alright, so those in commentator chat, if you'd like to have an interview, stay. If you'd like to listen along to the interviews, but you don't want to speak, then just stay quiet, and I'll skip over you, because of course being interviewed is a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. I think we can all agree, some of us. But anyway, let's start off with Andy Darnell. I am very, very sorry for bestowing a commentator's curse on you there, Andy.
It worked. No, it's unfortunate race 3. Photo spun in front of me, and he come back on the track in front of me. There was nowhere to go. These things happen. It's racing. But these cars are brilliant for close racing. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant fun. Hopefully everybody else enjoyed it as much as I did.
All right, I was wondering what happened with that pileup. So how did it trigger? Did Fotis was Fotis his?
No, I think he was defending hard and lost the rear, spun around a bit. I'm not 100% sure. I was way behind, but he came back on the track in front of me, and that was the end of the race. But I still finished. thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a fair bit of racing from you there at the beginning and the end, like trying to come back from the dead there, trying to fix damage.
Well, I mean, if the top 10 gets points, then 8th gets 2 points. You can't throw them away, so I finish no matter what. If I can, I will. Every little bit helps.
Of course. So,
I'll let you move on to the next chap. But thanks everybody for taking part, and thank you for commentating as always.
Thank you very much, Andy, for your time. Please excuse the train. Next up, we've got Mr. Sisselgrove himself. Photos, would you love to...
Hi, Michael.
Hello there, Photos. So, how's your races? Those were eventful to be...
Yeah, but it was exciting fighting to recover from the back. I enjoy it. It could be better, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you think you'd be able to hold people at the start of the third stint? Did you think you'd be at one point? Did you think you'd be able to come home with a podium?
I have fast drivers behind, but yeah, if you position your car correct and don't make a mistake, you can take a good position. I was defending hard in the first in the third corner, and I go deep, but just outside of the track in the asphalt, but just outside of the line. I immediately turn in, but the tires, I don't know, take dirt from that, and the car spun like no traction at all. It is, you know how race room dirty tires are. And unfortunately, behind it was Andy and collect me and broke the half of my car, and also I broke his car. Also, it was an unfortunate moment, but yeah, this happened in racing. I didn't want to make any damage to Andy, either Andy wanted to make any damage on me. It is like it is.
So, of course you spun it like that one time from taking out Andy. But like, are you comfortable with the car? Do you like it?
I love the car and the track also. I had good pace on the qualifying and the race also. I managed to make 110 like the 4 or 5 top drivers with half broken suspension and no aero. The car, it was heavy damaged, but still I was on pace. It wasn't easy, it was like a ballerina, but yeah, it was challenging and I enjoyed it.
That has got to be the best explanation I've heard for receiving damage. Very well done for your very good drive. Photos.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. If I was going into the pit, it wasn't any point. I decided to stay out and fight. I was lucky to recover 2 or 3 positions. So yeah, I think it was the good decision to stay out and fight instead of go and fix the damage on pit. Because it was so heavy, I would 2 or 3 laps behind.
All right. So, do you think is there anything else you'd like to say to the guys at home or anyone else here?
I hope they like it. I hope to see them again in the next race. I enjoyed the race. I hope all the other drivers enjoy it. Congratulations to everyone that take a part, even if they didn't finish. And congratulations also to the podium winners.
Alright, thank you so much for your time, Fotis.
You're welcome, Maggie.
Solid drive as always from Fotis Blue. Next up, we have Hirika Touchville.
Hello?
Hello, Hiri. So, tell us about your race. What happened? So, of course, you were the first fastest time in practice. But did you? Of course, you couldn't. You were edged out in qualifying. What was your reaction?
Well, race 1 was even worse than qualifying, because race 1, I think it was lap 2 or lap 3, I taken so much damage after like small pile up which happened there. Like 2 cars collided each other and I collected damage from it. Race 2 was okay, but not as... it wasn't good, but at least in race number 3 I was much better. I had much better pace than any other race that happened today.
That's great to hear. So, like, do you think if you were able to start on the front row for the reverse grid, do you think you could have gotten the win?
Yeah, but if there was Lucas, probably no. And if I say something to race 3, the pile up in race 3 happened me so much.
Yeah, the pile-ups were semi-frequent here, and actually, that's an idea. Like, what would be your opinion on activating limited damage for the rest of the season?
Well, it will be better than like full damage, because there is so much collisions. Like, I rather have limited damage.
Alright, is there anything else you'd like to mention to the guys at home?
I don't have anything to mention. Oh wait, I forgot something. In race 3, I spun in turn 2. Like, I don't know what happened at the time, and I lost 2 places. At least I recovered it.
Alright, that's unfortunate. Well, like, thank you so much for your time, Hiri.
Yeah, from P3 it was P4 at least.
Yeah, it was a solid drive. Like, very well done. Like, and I saw that, like, that last lap overtake. That was insane. Like, very well done. What a move.
Well, that was a little bit of preparing, like, by the start of third sector.
Yeah, like, it's... Like, you managed to get the job done at the last second, and... Well, yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. Thank you so much for your time, Hiri.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, Mr. Soundboard Collapse over there, Sotiris Maraitis, you may speak if you'd like.
Hello.
Hey there, Sotiris. Mr. McSoundboard over there. One thing I want to get straight. What was your reaction to Hiri overtaking you like that on the last lap on stint 3?
To be honest, I was surprised. I didn't think he had the space there to actually have the nose authority to get in. But when he got in, I left him the space. He got the move done. That's that. Very well done.
So
It was an absolute amazing move, I gotta say.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Of course, in the second stint, you started on pole. Did you think you could if you played things differently, maybe you could win the race.
No. Nope. Not with these guys pushing from behind. A podium, I may have had a chance, but slim chances as well.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to? There's Timo. I really. All right, that's put me off my train of thought now. Thank you so much for your time, Satiris. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I mean, there was pile-ups in each race. There was quite the show, I gotta say. And I was quite surprised that I had race pace compared to my quali pace. So I'm happy with this result. And I think that was P4 or P5 overall. So I'm happy with this. I'll take it.
Yeah, you should be proud of that.
Yep.
And bring the pace next time, and you might be able to bring something to the table in terms of the championship.
Yeah. That could happen, actually.
Thank you so much for your time, Satiris.
Thank you.
All right. Timo, would you like to speak, or would you like to pass? That was Satiris, by the way.
Yeah, I love the car. I love the races. Nothing more to say because my English is better, man.
All right, no worries, no worries. Well, thank you so much for your time, Timo. Your opinion is very much appreciated. Yep, that's Timo right here, boys. The horseman himself. Now, Will.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Very, very good job. 2 stage wins.
Yeah, better than I thought, to be fair. I found a bit of speed in qualifying, which got me starting the first race higher than expected. Managed to keep sort of Andy and Lucas, picked up the lead, race 1, and obviously threw it away. Final corner, final lap. I knew Lucas had me in the inside, so I was hoping I could get a little bit of a better drive and hopefully have a bit of a drag race down to the finish line, but I was just a bit keen on the throttle and spun it. So 4th in the first race, but yeah, to follow it up with 2 wins then, over the moon. Great racing, and I've checked the replay and I've confirmed with Lucas in Discord, and he definitely did spin himself. There was 100% no contact there, so my conscience is clear this evening as well, so all good.
Very good. One more thing I'd like to ask you. I think his name was Vicari. I believe in either stint 2 or stint 3. I think they overtook you off of the track. Like, they went onto the dirt and overtook you that way. What was your view on that?
No, that was my fault. I tried getting on the power early as we came round that really sharp left-hander, the second sort of turn, and I ran wide and actually ran myself onto the grass and just kept the foot in, hoping I could. I didn't want to lose sort of too much sort of momentum behind him if possible, so I tried a little bit of off-roading just to get back onto the track. But no, that was my doing that incident. We did come together on the inside of that corner at one point as well, but I'm not sure if he was aware that I'd kept with him around the outside, and I was on the apex essentially as he turned in to sort of take it. So I haven't looked at the replay yet of that one, but I think it was more a case of just the view didn't allow him to see that I was there. It was one of those situations where triple monitors would have been handy.
Yeah, that's really it's just one of those things. Like, do you have crew chief enabled? That could have.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I knew he was there. I had no issue. I knew he was on the right hand side. I just didn't know I'm assuming he didn't think I'd kept with him around the outside. I don't know what happened from his point of view, but certainly from me, no, I knew he was there. My intention had been to go round the outside, sort of try and hold the line for the kink left. I'm just assuming that he didn't realise that it was there whenever he turned into the corner.
All right.
I'll wait and see if there's a steward's inquiry on it, but I'll check the replay myself, and if it was my fault, then I'll be the first to apologise for it. But I don't believe it was my fault. But I'll have a look at the replay and we'll revisit it.
Of course, that's the best thing to do, isn't it? So
Yeah, no, for sure. It's easy to have an opinion in the heat of the moment, but yeah, I just check out the replay and see exactly what happened.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Will. Is there anything you'd like to say to the guys at home?
No, just listen. Hope everyone enjoyed watching. It was great to racing. Some great close racing out there. Lucas, phenomenal. Look forward to the next race at Raceway. Hopefully continue the battle.
All right. Thank you so much, Will, for your time.
Cheers, Mike. Chop.
All right. All right. So maybe in a second, the Death Proof might be able to Death Proof might be coming on for an interview there. So I'll wait a little bit, but for now, I'll just put my my little analysis on the race. So of course, this is the first race of the Formula 4 Championship, the first of a championship of many races spanning the whole of August. We saw a lot of very good racing here today, particularly through the
That was not me.
Shut up. All right. I'm sorry, but let's get serious for a second, because I'd like to make something very clear. We had a very good racing, particularly in the top three today, and lots of good, a big chunk of midfield action there. And even from the back, there was a lot of good fights there. And with the reverse grid, I think it's a very, very good recipe for, well, just about some of the most exciting races we've ever seen. For many Formula drivers, the Formula Fords are the beginning of a career, of an action-packed career for themselves. But for Formula Ford here, this is just the beginning of some of the best racing we've ever had in the channel. So you'd be crazy not to miss any more. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. Make sure to like the stream if you liked it. And we'll see you here next time. Peace out. Actually, no, don't. I don't think, I'm still waiting for Death Proof. He still wants to do a little bit of an interview. He's lost his microphone. He's trying to look for it, but yeah, like if you're wondering what that what that Eurobeat remix was in the background, that was Timo Reiter playing "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby," like a Eurobeat remix down the mic. Okay, Satirist, that scared Satirist quite a bit, but and I'll be back in a second, like 10 seconds, give me a sec. Death Proof's nearly ready, boys. He's just having it's been a while since he's chatted. So yeah. So while I wait, I'll just tell you what's in store for the next races in the championship. Of course, we've got let me just have a look there. The next Formula Junior race is going to be at Race Room Raceway. It's a fictional track in Race Room. The third race is going to be at Stowe Circuit. It's a subsidiary of Silverstone, like it's a junior track at Silverstone. And that lines up just about perfectly with the Silverstone Endurance race we'll be having this month. Sepang South will be rounding up the last of the championship for Formula Ford. So we'll be beginning where we started, hey? So, come on, DP, hurry up. For those that are still here, thank you so much for sticking around. This is peak sim racing entertainment. From yours truly, Michael Choose. Death Proof is typing. This is so much longer than it needs to be. Oh my god. Team wasn't saying to me, Michael, Death Proof is old, give him time. I think we've prolonged the stream for 5 minutes now in total silence. I'll give him 2 more minutes. Because I'm interested, because he's got hit so many times during these races. Alright, so we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Just waiting for Death Proof to say his piece, and I'll narrate what he says for you. Meanwhile, Timo's gonna give you a little bit of... Oh, actually, hold that thought. Death Proof just sent me a message, so... Of course, of course he got hit a bunch of times, he's talking about that. The dude got overzealous in my case. I wasn't defending that hard, just holding up at the time. Just watching for the dude to pop up beside me before my turning point. He wasn't there. He turn-bowed me. Done a similar thing in practice, no biggie, but not sporting. And to that, I agree. That's not a very sporting move. That's a not very sportsmanship. That's not very sportsmanship. That is peak English from yours truly. But yeah, it's about time we ended the stream. I've already done my post-race debrief. If those who stuck towards the end, Timo wants a train sound. So yeah. I think we better end it here. This is getting... We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.